Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I've got kind of a review, kind of a first impressions. I don't know, there's probably only going to be a video on this because it's a knife that I've had forever, but I got a new scale on my ZT-0620. So I figured I would share it with you guys. Let's call it that. This is a Coyote Brown TeroTuf scale that my good friend Kyle made for me for this knife. So about the time that I got my TeroTuf scales for my Shaman. In fact, before I even received them, I got kind of hooked on the idea of trying some TeroTuf on a few different knives. And so I talked to my buddy Kyle and saw if I ordered some material, if he'd be willing to make me a scale for this knife. Because I wanted to pick a knife that was one of my forever knives, a knife that I wasn't gonna just be selling or trading anytime soon. And so this knife, if you haven't watched my review of it, probably very few people have. It was one of the early videos that I did and wasn't that exciting of a video. If you're interested in this knife, then watch it, but it's not like, wow, what a cool video. Anyway, this ZT-0620, oh, this bee is gonna murder me. It's trying to. Every 10 minutes it comes by. Oh, I'm gonna get him. Nope, he went away. Now this video is exciting. Anyway, this ZT 0620, 620, I never know whether I'm supposed to say the 0. Do I say it as an O? Do I say 0620? Do I just say 620? Anyway, this ZT 620, which is an Emerson design, is a knife that was given to me by my wife. And it was a birthday gift. And sure, I picked it, but it was before I was really into collecting knives. I'd been into knives for a long time, but this was kind of a catalyst knife where I was at a point in life and kind of financially where it was like, I would like to have a new nice knife, because I had a ZT 0350 that she'd gotten me back when we were dating, and I had like some cold steels. I had my old Benchmade Sentinel, which had been given to me by my dad. I had like an HK knife back when they were made by Benchmade, and it was assisted, and I had a number of things that were like, okay, knives, sure. But when I got this knife, I found it was right when they got discontinued. I got it for a really good deal from Blade HQ, had my wife wrap it. It was my gift from her for my birthday. And this kind of sparked a fire where all of a sudden I got this knife and I had a new knife in my pocket that was really nice and I just liked a lot. And it felt so cool to me to have a new piece of gear. And if you watch my channel, I get a lot of new gear these days. And so this kind of lit that fire where I just started buying more and more knives. And at first it was like pretty budgety stuff. Like I was buying a lot of knives that were 50 or 70 bucks, kind of in that arena. And then I got into buying on the secondary and finding good deals on knives, where if I bought a knife secondhand, I could get something that was 150 bucks. Now I'm getting it for $100. And so I was like stretching my budget and figuring it out. And now here I am today, and knives are kind of my life. So this knife was special because it was given to me by my wife. It was a birthday gift, but it's also kind of, it's done that to me. So when I was picking a knife that I wanted to put a scale onto, I had already thought for a long time that it would be cool to get like a green micarta scale for this or something, maybe switch the disc eventually to a different thumb disc. There's like cool bullet ones and all kinds of stuff, Damasteel, there's a bunch of options. And so I decided Coyote Brown TeroTuf would be a cool material for this, with the black hardware, the black blade. I feel like it works, and I kind of think I was right. I dig this. And when I reached out to Kyle, he was super reasonable with me on a price to make it for me. And to be fair, I told him no rush, but he took forever. I'm going to link his Instagram down below, Knifemods. So if you're looking to have something like this done, you can hit him up. I'll make sure that he doesn't take as long for you as he did for me. But he lives local. We meet up every now and then. I've bought knives from him, sold knives to him. We've gotten dinner a bunch of times pre-COVID. Anyways, he's a buddy. So it took him about 2 months to make this, not because it actually took him 2 months, but because he took his time, because I gave him too much leash. So he made this scale out of TeroTuf. And TeroTuf is essentially micarta. If you've seen my Shaman, which I have Fireside Co. TeroTuf scales on, it's the same material as that. And there's it's basically micarta in a lot of ways. It's subtly different, but I really like it. I like the texture of it. I like the feel that it has in hand. I like the kind of absorbent, like warm nature. It feels soft kind of while still having grip. It's a really cool material to me. It's got this awesome kind of like porous texture to it. I feel like I just got bit by an ant. Things are not going my way in this canyon today. Anyway, it's a really cool material and I dig it. And I think I was right. At least, obviously aesthetics are a personal thing, but I dig the way this looks with the black hardware, the black blade. Yeah, I definitely got bit by something. Man, that stings. Ouch. There it is. Yeah, it was an ant. All right, let's keep this going. Nothing I can do about the bite now. So I think it looks cool. I think it functions great. Kyle did a great job. All of the edges are lined up supremely well. There's no gaps. There's nothing funky happening here. The scale fits excellent. And I wanted it to be nice and simple too. The factory scale has like some lines in it, and I like the G10 scale that came on this knife. It's cool. It's black, and so the whole knife looks all murdered out in black. But I think this is just a fun way to spice this up. And after having this knife for a couple of years now, it still makes it in pocket every now and then. It's not a knife that I carry all the time. It's not super frequent for me to carry this knife, but it does go in pocket somewhat regularly. And this kind of spices it up. And now I want to have it in pocket more than I did before I switched the scale, because there's something new about it. And it's fun to do that to knives. I think especially knives that you've had for a while. And like the honeymoon phase is worn off on this knife a long time ago. I've had it for a very long time. I've used it hard for a bunch of things, and it's a great knife, but I have so many knives that like, am I going to carry the knife that I've had for years and I've already kind of experienced to its fullest, or am I going to carry the new thing that I got this week? This week I got several new things. So it becomes hard to keep carrying gear that even if you love it, you've just had it for a long time, at least for me. So this is a fun way to spice it up and just take this knife to a new place in a fun way. So for now, I think this build is pretty well done. I may eventually do a different thumb disc or something, but I like this. I think it's really cool to me that it came out this well. I really dig the aesthetics of it. I dig the way it feels in hand. I think this is more comfortable, and it's a better material than the G10 for actual like hard use, which this is a bruiser hard use knife for me. So it's cool. And it's nice that I'm friends with the guy who made this. That always feels good when you know the maker behind a product that you're getting, and it's like, I've got some work from a friend of mine, and that's cool to me. He's not a full-time knife modder. He works running CNC machines and is very talented and can do a lot of things with knives, but it's cool to support a local homie and get something custom. So I don't know if anyone else makes a Coyote Brown TeroTuf scale for this knife. It's possible someone does, but instead of like searching it out and picking one off the shelf, I got to contact a buddy and say, hey, if I get this material, will you make this for me? And he did, and it came out really well. So kudos to my buddy Kyle who made this come together. This video has been kind of nonsensical with me getting bit by an ant and almost stung by a bee and all of that. But if you want to watch my review on this knife, the ZT0620, that review already exists. So I'm not going to talk about the knife per se here. I don't think I need to do that twice. If you want to watch that video, it's already there. But I will say this scale enhances it. I like it even better now that it has it. And I don't think that's just because it's brand new either. I think this scale is genuinely really well made and feels more comfortable in hand and just takes the knife up a notch. So this is my ZT0620, and it is now wearing a custom scale from ST Knifemods, who again I will link down below in the description. His name is Kyle. He's my buddy. Give him a hard time because I do all the time. Anyways, it is a Coyote Brown TeroTuf custom scale from ST Knifemods, and it came out great. It is literally everything I wanted it to be. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed checking it out with me. I'm gonna get to carrying it.